Hello, it's General Easy. Mhm. So, when given unto evil, uh, or when evil wins, right? So, we have seen that indeed we have been under satanic dominion for a while now, right? And it's coming to an end, okay? But there are some things that we have to understand in order to fight, back, okay? Because remember, when you're given unto Satan, your ability to fight back is lessened, okay? Maybe you forget who you are, or you forget what you did or what you've been doing. Basically, you just become lost, okay? And God gives up his people because of various reasons. But that's what's happened, okay? Even though we try to fight back, but we will eventually lose, okay, if we are given to evil, okay? I think that is clear. So let's tune in to Angel Radio, right? What have these angels been doing in preparation of this war that is raging on right now? Okay, so body hopping. This is when they create a chain of thoughts in somebody's mind in order to cause a certain output. Okay, that is body hopping. Okay, so they hop from person to person, just speaking in their ear, and if those people are weak and fall for what these beings suggest in their heads, then that's what we call body hopping, right? Dream worlds, right? Dream worlds. Well, I think it was part of creation, right? It is not outside creation. It was part of creation, where we lived during the day in this realm, and when we went to sleep, we went to another world, okay? We went to another world, and after a while, we came back to this world, and that's how it went, right? And this world had its limits, and that other world had its own limits, okay? But in most cases, we only have a brief experience in this world, because it seems that it has been infested with dangerous entities, okay? With dangerous entities. So our ability to even reach REM sleep or even dream might be even considered grace, okay? Because the environment is not friendly for us to be walking around in that dream area, okay? So until our foe is defeated, then we will always just have brief and very supervised, right? Even these prophets did not just walk around in the dream world, yeah? They had supervision. They were supervised by angels. They were taken to places by angels. They did not just randomly, So technology, right? Nano, bio war, circuits, virtual spaces, directed energy weapons and whatnot, yes. And of course we have the famous possession, okay? It seems that every year we have a new Exorcist movie, right? And basically it depicts possession, right? It's not the same as body hopping where they create a chain of thoughts to create a certain outcome, but rather they become you, right? So you become the backseat passenger of your own vehicle per se. Okay, so this is what Hollywood is doing, right? To make these movies, to do these performances, right? That is not body hopping, that is more possession, right? So interdimensional weapons, right? Weapons that can be deployed in the other reality to affect this reality, right? Even though we can't see it, but we are not impervious to it, right? It can affect us, right? Because it exists. That's why. Right? And existing is existing. It proves itself. Yes. So, battle of the minds, telepathic warfare, right? Before I even wrote that down, that exact point right there, I was engaged in a telepathic warfare with a demon, right? They saw what I was doing, and then they had to interfere. This particular demon tried to break my spirit, by, I don't know, making me seem impure in front of the eyes of the God, right? And, well, I answered him like, well, that's none of your business. It's just between me and my God. What does it have to do with you? Right? That's just a simple answer that I provided. What does it have to do with you? Right? And it was then revealed where he had connected to transfer these thoughts telepathically. Okay, so we as people, we are able to communicate telepathically. I'm talking about a person talking to another person in another country without the aid of technology, right? I have done it so many times. Okay, I just don't want to say it because people will freak out, because remember, these are uncharted territories. Okay, uncharted territories, and I don't want to freak people out. Okay, but I usually broadcast everything before I write it down here. People already know it. Okay, people already know it. It already popped up in people's minds. Okay, now some people are more closer to hearing, but others are, just have a brief moment, okay, because of whatever they are doing. Right? But telepathy is possible, and these angels can do it. We as people, because we as people, we have an angelic nature, remember, we have an angelic nature. So we too can talk telepathically. Okay, I mean, think about it. The Lord will not just, for instance, just imagine we were not chased away from the Bible, from the garden, right? And basically we multiplied and multiplied and multiplied, and just billions and billions. Do you think would make mobile phones? No. We wouldn't, because it wouldn't be necessary. Because we would talk just in our minds, okay? We exist in this reality during the day, and when we put our vessels to sleep, we go to another place and exist there. Okay? So, fear is another important. Okay, when I was growing up, I think these interdimensional beings knew who I was, okay, and they instilled an unhealthy amount of fear. Okay, fear is just it's like it means they're powerful, you know, because in reality people are more powerful than these creatures, right? But if you fear, even though you're powerful, that means they have overcome you, right? And they can use this fear to control you. Okay, that's how they're doing to all of these people who are signing up to this secret society. You know, they make them sign these oaths that they will kill them in this very evil manner, and basically they use fear to keep people in check. You know, that's what they're doing, you know. A real example is like, we know, you know, during the pandemic, right, how fear was used to keep people in check, right, to keep people in line, right? So I'm trying to erase water from my screen here. Okay, so fear. Okay, fear is a crucial element of their warfare. Okay, and if people stop fearing, if people defeat fear, then we are headed somewhere, right? The veil in your eye, on your eyes, right? There is a reason why we don't see, when we're in this world, we don't see these entities that hop from reality to reality, harassing people, right? It's just the wisdom of God, okay, that He let some people see for a brief moment and some people remain blind. Again, okay, I can only regard it as grace. Okay, it's just grace. Okay, so the memory field, right? Where does memory reside? Okay, where does memory reside? Yeah? In your brain, in the brain matter, really? Right? It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. The brain is a mystery, they say. The brain is a mystery. I remember these cases that I found them very interesting. First of all, it was the case that I remember. What actually happened is when the guy was diving into a pool, right? And he accidentally hit his head, or her head, I don't remember the gender specifically, but he basically, or she basically hurt the head area, and he went into this coma, right? And when they woke up, they spoke fluent French. Okay, and there are many cases like this, fluent French, and remember, he has never learned French anywhere, right? Another person had damage to their head and basically had a change in accent, literally had a change in accent, and spoke another language even. Okay. God is just trying to reveal something and confuse the enemy at the same time. Oh, yeah, kamaga. Okay. The syringe, a Trojan horse, right? Imagine what the medical profession would be like if there was no syringe. Okay, and I'm not saying it's a terrible thing, but it's a Trojan horse, right? You just have to cross your fingers that there are no soldiers inside it that would kill you. Okay? It can be just an empty wooden present, or it can have deadly soldiers inside. Right? And of course, world systems, they were made by these angels to basically keep them in power. And the most dubious of all is the corruption of the word. right? The Bible says that whoever corrupts the Bible will be cast. Whoever changes anything in the Bible will be cast. And if you think about it, for all the evils these people have done and have committed, I don't think changing the scripture is beneath them. Right? I don't think they'll just leave the scriptures safe like that, right? So people keep saying, I don't know, maybe the Ethiopian Bible is the only true Bible that remains. I don't know. I don't know. But again, the Spirit will tell us the truth. God Himself will tell us the truth. So the damage will be undone. Okay, at the end of this, we won't even need to teach each other about God. We'll just know Him. Right? So He has infested the schools where preachers and priests are made. Yeah. He has corrupted these areas. Yeah? So, context. To give you context of where we're about to go. Right? There's a video on YouTube of this. I don't know if it is a experiment done in the US or Germany, but basically it's a Nazi experiment, okay? Regardless, there were Nazis everywhere, okay? It's a Nazi experiment where they basically kept a dog alive, leaving only the head. The head, and there's actually footage out there floating around, and basically the other parts of the body were just replaced by science, jars and tubes and all of this. It's a creepy video, right? So if that was then, what can they do now? Okay. Headless cockroaches, people don't know this. A cockroach can live a long time without a head. It dies only because it can't eat. Okay? Auras, or soul photography, is one of those hidden phenomenons. Okay? I don't know, maybe you have heard of this thing. They call each other, I don't know. I don't know, violet kids or something like that. They give a generation color, right? They give a generation color. Well, they're also talking about the truth, okay? The things that we knew but we forgot, basically. And basically, at one point in time, we were able to photograph souls, okay? We had ample evidence for the existence of souls within the human body, okay? So it wasn't a dilemma like today. Scientists looking dumb and just giving these absurd answers like, we don't know where the human soul is and we don't know if it exists. There are even other researchers coming out saying we weighed the human body when it was alive and when it was dead. Actually, a small unit of weight or mass, I don't know, was reduced. Yeah, they say things like this, but they do not go to the direction of light. Okay, because we are beings of light, just like angels, right? Light and flesh. So photography is capturing light. So there is a form of photography out there that has been suppressed that can photograph this particular spectrum of light. Okay? So they know more than what they are letting on. Okay, we know this, right? But it has just been impossible to gauge how much they know. Okay? And that is not what this is about. It's not what they know. Okay, this is about them colluding with angels. This is what this is about, right? So let's look at the product of Hollywood, which is, some people have used this term, which I think is true. The movies are real life, and real life is a joke. Okay, real life is a joke. The movies tell you the truth. Okay, because the people who are in the movies, the people who are certified to even appear on the big screen, are actually people suppressing the truth. Okay, so it would make sense that the truth would be sprinkled in wherever body of art they have. Okay, so let's look at these bodies of art that they have created. Okay, so we are going to look at the movie The Creator, which is released this year. The Clone Tyrone, which is also released this year or last year, I don't know. And the movie Us, right, by Lupita, the Lupita chick, right? Us. Jomba shikao. Salama. Okay, and we're gonna talk about what they are saying in these movies, because they are telling people the truth, but people have deaf ears. Okay, so I will make you listen to what they're saying. For their sake and mine. And yours. Okay, because I do not want to see a person going there to this pit. Okay, so The Creator is about a man and a woman, right? The woman is basically the writer of the AI that was used to make entities, right? Entities. And basically there was a war between these robots and basically the robots and the people, right? So some people have embraced and coexisted with the robots, right? They live together with the robots, and these robots have their own identity, they have faith, right? And basically later on it is revealed that the woman actually created a robot to end all wars. Yeah, it would take control of every digital device in the entire world, and basically it would ensure peace. Okay, so people are racing to find this tool, right? They are racing to find this robot that can end all wars and have control over it. Okay, so the East, just like right now, the East and the West are actually pursuing this robot that is a child. They are pursuing this child in order to have dominion over the entire world, because they know the child will bring peace. Okay, but they are more concerned after what is going to happen after that. Okay, they do not want to be an enemy to the child after every one of their weapon is taken over. Okay, so they are fighting over it. Okay, they Clone Tyrone. Okay, it's about a movie about this guy who discovers that where he lives beneath the ground there's actually a cloning facility, and basically the entire city is an experiment. Right? It's an experiment to destroy the black man. Okay, so they cloned pimps, yeah, they cloned gangsters, and they cloned fake prophets, fake religious leaders. right? Just to control the black community, right? They even refer to Zion. It's a whole deal, right? It's just two on your nose. That's why Jimmy Fox got into trouble. Okay, it is part of their system, right? They want people to pay attention. Okay, you can't just make a movie about cloning and then introduce a clone. Okay, just after the movie has been released. Okay, you are saying something. Okay, and they know that Jimmy Fox has been cloned. People know, right? He has this tattoo of a barbed wire across the back of his head, right? After he went to this supposed institution for help, he came back a whole other different person. Yeah. Just like Gucci Mane, you know, they had to keep the legend alive in order to keep the mentality going on. Okay, so you can see these mirrors in their life. The life that we are living, and the movies, right? And then we have iRobot, right? You can watch these movies to even understand more what I'm saying right now, because there's something that I'm going to say later on that will make sense why these movies have a similar messaging. Okay, so we have iRobot, right? It's about a guy who basically is investigating a suicide, right, of a famous scientist that basically created these robots and gave them some laws in order to make them coexist with people. Okay, so the whole movie is about that. I do not want to ruin the movie. If you want to watch it, okay, I don't ruin the creator, but I think you have enough to watch, you know? So